Hi, my name is John Wessel, and this is my presentation on anaerobic digestion with a focus on the Wisconsin Farms case study. So first, to talk a little bit about anaerobic digestion, the definition of anaerobic digestion is the biological, physical, or chemical breakdown of animal manure in the absence of oxygen. So basically, it allows the digestion that began in the cow's stomach to further continue and result in higher value products. The outputs of anaerobic digestion consist of solids, liquids, and biogas. Digestible solids are phosphorus rich, so they can be used as soil supplements, and they can also be used as bedding for cows. The liquid effluent product is generally applied as fertilizer to land because it has similar characteristics to commercial fertilizers. This also allows farmers to save money on purchasing these commercial fertilizers. Finally, biogas is generally used for energy production in a generator. So the largest benefit of anaerobic digestion is making money by producing electricity and heat from the biogas. This electricity can be sold back to the grid or it can be used for the farm directly. These three pictures just show some variations in digesters on actual farms in Wisconsin. The two pictures at the top show that settling tanks are horizontal and actually in ground. So these settling tanks allow for the separation of the solids, the liquids, and the gases. You can see pipelines running from the horizontal settling tanks in the ground for the biogas. And the picture on the bottom from Sunrise Dairy shows just the same concept but in a circular tank. So this also settles out the solids and the liquids and the gases and ships them to their respective stations, but it's just a different setup. The economics for digesters consists of fixed costs, variable costs, and sources of income. Fixed costs are mainly capital costs for the digester and the equipment. Digesters can range from $500,000 all the way up to $10 million, just depending on size and scale. The average on-farm digester costs $1.2 million, so I'll use this as my capital cost. Variable costs are things that can change every year, and they include repairs, parts, labor, and insurance. Based on my assumed average on-farm digester cost, I will assume an annual operating cost of $100,000. Finally, for sources of income, these come from selling electricity back to the grid and selling digested solids. Selling energy back to the grid usually occurs at half of market price, and market price for electricity right now is 10 cents per kilowatt hour, so I assume 5 cents per kilowatt hour profit. Based on the Wisconsin case studies, I found an average of a little over 8,000 kilowatt hours produced per day, which yields an average of $400 per day in profit. For digested solids, the average price at market was $20 per ton. If I assume that I sell half of the digested solids and keep half of it for bedding, the average income is $190 per day. This leads to a total average income of around $600 per day. This total average income and the total fixed cost and variable cost give a payback time of 11 years. The main problems and barriers to implementation for digesters are first, biogas is a dirty product. Biogas is made up of 60 to 80% methane and the rest carbon dioxide. Methane and carbon dioxide are both very strong greenhouse gases, and they contribute a lot to global warming, so it is not a very environmentally friendly product. Secondly, economics are a huge barrier to implementation on a lot of farms. As I stated earlier, these digesters cost on the order of $1 million, and that is a huge economic barrier for a lot of farmers to deal with, even if the payback time is short on the order of 10 years. Finally, periodic maintenance has to occur on these digesters, and a lot of times this results in a period of shutdown over a month or two. This month or two shutdown can hurt the profit from electricity and digested solids greatly and can really affect the payback time. That is all I have. Here are my sources. The first source is just the case studies file, and the second source helped me on pricing the capital and operating costs. Thank you.